Good morning to our esteemed. Welcome to your favorite morning talk show, now streaming on ACNNTV. It is that show where we discuss trending news and issues affecting our daily lives. I am Mojisola Olatinwo, your anchor, and I have with me in the studio this morning Mr. Lucky Shehu. He is a political analyst, and also with us is Comrade Habila Kait. He's the National Coordinator, Godspeed Leadership and Mentorship Development Initiative. Gentlemen, you're welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you here.
Thank you.
On this morning. Viewers, your thoughts and opinions are important to us. So do remember to call in with your views and opinions through our various social media handles and via our phone line showing on your screen now. Let's dive right into some of the trending news for today, Monday, the 6th of June, 2022. And it was a Black Sunday for us yesterday.
Yeah, actually, it was.
You know, for the whole nation. It's been really dark in the last few years, if I may say so. But some things happen that are a lot darker and brings these things home more vividly to us as a nation and as a people. And I'm referring to the church attack. There was an attack by gunmen on a Catholic church yesterday during the service. And we have reports all over social media. We have reports coming on from every news source on that. Videos have been flying around, rather graphic pictures and videos. And we have eyewitness attacks, you know. And we have the governor of the state. I mean, that's his hometown.
Yeah, actually his hometown, yeah.
Saying we have a duty to protect you. He's pleading against retaliation. He says they will do what they're supposed to do. We have Afenifere saying that the attack is directed at the governor himself. We have the Catholic Church coming forward to say no priest was kidnapped.
Yeah, actually, contrary to earlier report. You see, what actually happened, yesterday is something every right-thinking human being should condemn. It's so unfortunate, as Christians, we believe the church is the safest place for you as a believer.
Absolutely.
Apart from praising and singing God, that's where we also go for salvation. That's what the church stands for us as Christians. And it's unfortunate that something like this will happen in the church. I remember reading a book, Murder in the Cathedral. This is Murder in the Church. And we have a more than, the report is still not so plain, the number of casualties. But the one thing we should thank God is the fact that there are survivors who saw what happened. Unfortunately, a whole lot of lives were lost. Parents, grandparents,
children.
I saw children on the floor. So barbaric, so unfortunate that it happened that way. But for people who have been following trends, this shouldn't be a surprise. Just last week or the week before last, when the prelate of the Methodist Church was kidnapped, on gaining freedom, he said something. According to his conversation with the people that kidnapped him, according to him now, he said the people who kidnapped him, he actually specified their ethnicity, said they are spread around the south. They are already in the bushes in the south waiting for instructions to do this. And the money they will get from payment of ransom will be used to continue whatsoever they want to do. That is according to him. He had an encounter with them. I know the security agents had to call him to order also, but he actually said this. So an attack like this will actually give credence to what he said. Some people are within the bushes around, not just the south, but most of the bushes, the ungoverned spaces in our country. These people are in such places.
But my question should be, why should there be ungoverned spaces anywhere?
It tells you how serious we are, especially with security. What numbers do we have of our security agents? Do we have up to 500 policemen? Do we have up to 1 million security agents for a country of over 200 million people? You know, there is serious deficit. We can shout all we can, but truly, we are not well manned. Our security agencies are not up to the task. Numerically now, we can talk about equipment, yes, but even when it comes to numbers, we have so much have ungoverned spaces, bushes. You walk, you do things and escape, and nobody gets you.
So, hold that thought. We would like to just take a quick look at this video and the personal account of one of the priests. I would highly recommend viewer discretion, because some parts of this video are rather graphic, and so viewer discretion is strongly advised. So let's take a look at the video and hear the account of one of the priests that was there yesterday.
Gunmen suspected.
Orúkọ mi ni ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́n Joshua Ọládàpọ̀ ẹni ọ̀wọ̀. Mo jẹ́ pásítọ̀ fún ìjọ onítẹ̀bọmi àkọ́kọ́ ní ìlú Ọ̀wọ̀. Mo dẹ̀ tún jẹ́ chairman Christian Association of Nigeria Ọ̀wọ̀ local government chapter. Bí a ṣe ń jáde nínú ìjọ tiwa, ó ní ìròyìn kàn pé ìlú ti dàrú, pé àwọn agbébọn wọ́n wọnú ọ̀kan nínú àwọn ìjọ wa tó jẹ́ ti Catholic, St. Francis Catholic Church ní Ọ̀wálúwà Ọ̀wọ̀, nínú the heart of the town. Ó ní ìjọ yìí tí wọ́n ti lọ attack. So a gbọ́ pé wọ́n ti pa ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n fi ta gbọ́ information yẹn. So mo ní láti lọ sí ibi tí ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀. Lótìtọ́ wọ́n ń gbé òkú jáde níbẹ̀ ni mò ń wọlé síbẹ̀. Oríṣiríṣi àwọn ọmọdé àtàwọn àgbàlagbà tí wọ́n fìbọn pa. Àwọn míì ti sọ pé wọ́n lo dynamite. So àwọn tí wọ́n rí cartridge wọ́n lọ bí 6 sí 7. Àwọn òkú tèmi fojú ara mi rí, àtọmọdé àtàgbà, láì tiẹ̀ tí wọ inú chọ́ọ̀chì gangan tó jẹ́ auditorium tí àwọn èèyàn kú sí. Àwọn tí mo kàn rí ní ọwọ́ ọ̀ta, they are about 7. Àwọn òkú dẹ̀ kù sínú ilé, àwọn míì ti gbé tí wọ́n lọ kémi ò tó débẹ̀. So a lè sọ pé iye èèyàn bá ló kú àṣà náà, àti wípé àwọn tí wọ́n fara pa àwọn yẹn di àwọn.
Welcome back, and that was one of the first-hand accounts by the priest. He was saying that the gunmen actually entered and said they were here to take back their place of worship. Basically, that's the gist of the matter, and that he doesn't know how many people were actually killed, but that he saw about 7 or 8 bodies outside the church. There were more inside, and he said by the time he got there, he had gone for a meeting with the Christian Association of Nigeria when they received news that such an attack was happening. So they all rushed back, you know, to St. Francis, and You know, he said he saw about 7, 8 bodies outside. There were more inside. He hadn't gone in yet. And he said some people had already taken their dead away at the time he got there. So this is kind of like a first responder report. Like, he was not actually in the church when it happened, but this is his own account from, you know, I mean, we can see that he's still there. There's still a crowd. I mean, the horror, like you were saying, church is supposed to be a place of refuge. So, sir, your thoughts on this?
Good morning, listeners. I again want to express my condolences to the families of those who lost their loved ones in the dastardly attack that took place in Owo. It's very sad that where you are supposed to go and get solace, where you are supposed to go and feel at home, because there's no place where you can feel comfortable than being in the presence of God. And where you have received all that you have gotten, you know, to empower you for the week and the race ahead, and someone would just, you know, come in, shattered every dream that those worshippers had there. Now, this has been a recurring issues, ranging from the Christian place of worship down to mosques and all of that. The burden rests on government, because government have one of their major responsibilities to protect lives and properties. So how manage that the lives of Nigerians doesn't matter now, that people are being killed unabated, you know, no provocation whatsoever.
And you know, that was not the only church that was attacked yesterday.
Okay.
Oh, there was another church in Benue State
Okay. Oh, yeah.
where they invaded and abducted someone.
Yeah, I mean that. Yeah.
So I think the burden, you know, there is, I don't know how to put it, but I think there is deficit in leadership, because if the leaders who have been entrusted with the mandate to protect our territorial integrity, to also protect citizens, you know, and citizens kept being killed, you know, on and off like that, with no any sign of action, you know, so to speak, that to comfort the people, aside the press statement that you get on and off. And people are tired of hearing the empty threats that government give to terrorists who, you know, will continue with their dastard acts. It's so unfortunate.
So let's talk a bit about social media and security in Nigeria. We saw the power of social media mobilization during the NSAS protests. And I mean, some of these images are so, I don't know what word to use. I mean, this morning somebody had a picture on social media of a blood-stained Bible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you caught that. And it was, yeah, so that's, and what does social media, what role does social media, because, I mean, for me, I think if we have a tool, then we should use it.
Okay.
How then can we take these conversations that go on social media all day long, Twitter and the like, and actually make it into action? I know we've been talking about go get your voters cards and all that. And in fact, I heard at a particular center recently in the FCT where the young people actually, through social media, got their fellow young people to come and register. And people actually came with their own laptops. People came with their own data, turned on their data, and were like, let's make this thing easy and sort it out for everybody. So how can we now get more of that engagement? And then we're going to talk a little bit about the violence in Kaduna State, because that's another really hot area, and we have 14 already yesterday as well being abducted in a community in Kaduna State. You know, so let's talk.
Is it directed at me or not?
Yeah.
Both of you.
Oh, okay. Right.
Both of you, please.
You see, the issue of social media and security, these are two very serious issues.
Okay.
For me, I feel security issues should be issues that should be tackled with care, with tact. Depending on how the message is being portrayed, you know, most times you see people generate news that are not true, you know, that are unconfirmed, and some people, you know, will be victims based on what those people, you know, must have brought out to the public domain. Security issues are strictly issues that I feel should not be discussed too open on the social media. There should be limitation, restriction on how to discuss security issues in the social media. Now, criminals, when you're talking about strategies on how to, you know, cope issues and all of that, criminals are also trying to up their games to see that they continue perpetrating whatever they're doing. Now, in the area of mobilization on a campaign against a particular activity that is happening that are detrimental to the peaceful coexistence of people, just like the one that happened in the church. Yes, I believe we can discuss that in the social media, but there should be a limit to, you know, how we look at issues. Now, why am I bringing this? It happened in the church. It happened in the mosques.
Yes.
Now, our concentration, I don't think, should even be those people perpetrating this. It's the government. That's the angle I'm looking at. Because if the government is serious in curbing insecurity, that's their number one priority. So the issue should just be, how can we hold government responsible to meet up with their obligation of providing security to the people? But when you allow citizens to, you know, start discussing security, I can bet you that the damage that that will do to us as a people will be unimaginable. My thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
I also want to align, though I have a place where we go apart, but of the truth, the first responsibility of government is the security of its citizens, life and property. Even in the theory of the state itself, right from the beginning, the state came into existence for life. And if the state cannot protect that life, which as we call it, the Leviathan agreed to put his right into, then the state is a fake one. We have a situation whereby there seems to be a vacuum when it comes to security in this country. That is why everybody has an idea, want to bring in something. The state seems to be so lost. In a serious country, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria should have been in awe by now. If we were serious, President Buhari should have been in that particular
so let me take you up from that. I know you still have other things to say, because I'm actually having a comment from a viewer now who is saying that the federal government has not done anything so far. What can the state governments do on their own? I mean, everybody has waited for him to visit. Usually the visit takes a month after or 2 months after.
It doesn't even come most times.
Sometimes it's not even acknowledged at all.
That is
where do the state governors now come in? And we're going to talk Kaduna State in relation to Ondo State.
Okay. Let me focus on this. I'll still talk about Kaduna.
Finish
now let's look at this. Of the truth, there is a failure from the federal government, but I can tell you the state can do more than what they are doing right now. I have my reasons.
Okay.
Till date, our constitution provides for a centralized security system.
Okay.
The federal government controls our security agencies, from the army, military, the army itself, the military, the police, and all paramilitary agencies are controlled by the federal government. The governors, in most instances, do not have command over the security agencies. Now, military deployment is from the center, that is from the federal government. No governor has the police, the soldiers on his command. You can say, hey, GOC or whoever is in charge of the commissioner of police or whoever that is in charge of any security agency in the state, something is happening there, they will tell you they will have to wait for a command from Abuja. That particular vacuum creates much problem for us, as the state governors seem so lame when it comes to the issue of security. So what are we saying? For me, when we talk about regionalizing security agencies, that is policing, when state government can have their police and control how this police operate, that is when we will start questioning. Okay, that's when we will start questioning governors. Bringing it home to Kaduna State, of course we have issues. The federal government, the president in particular, so much of this on his table than the state government. Like I said, what is it that is not in Kaduna? We have almost everything when it comes to our security agencies.
Yeah.
And we still have these issues. And like I told you, El-Rufai, as far I don't like him, yes, but I can tell you, El-Rufai cannot sit down and fold his hand to allow these things happen in his state.
But they've been happening.
Now, that is where the problem is. If he was in charge of the security agencies, I can tell you, El-Rufai would have done better than what we have today.
Okay, so there's a thought. Talking about security agencies,
yes,
there's a thought.
The thing is, it all boils down to the table of the president. We call him the chief security officer. I mean, the chief of Commander-in-Chief of the Federation. It's not just a title. It tells you who he is. He is the commander of everything security.
It tells us, but does he know?
Now, if he doesn't act as it should, then there will be a problem. It is because of his lack of acting, if at all there is anything like that. That is where we are presently. And like I said, governors cannot do more than what they are doing right now. Why do we have people coming and shouting about regional police, state police and all of that? Because the federal government has failed in its responsibility of securing life and property. And until we look at the president and tell him, Mr. President, you are not doing what you should do, seriously, we will continue going around this cycle. Like I said, in as much as I don't like him as a person, talking about El-Rufai or any other governor, the problem and situation at hand is way beyond them. Until these people can go to the international market, buy arms for their own security agent to say, this is our state, let's protect it. We do not have anything to hold against them. The situation has empowered the federal government to be the one to fight such insecurity. Why do we have all the intelligence agencies controlled by the federal government? Why do we have all other security? I said, a first div in Kaduna. The NDA is in Kaduna. Even where they train the recruits is in Kaduna. The DSS have a training center in Kaduna. Nigerian police have police college in Kaduna. Apart from the school of artillery, we have a naval school of armament, all in Kaduna State, but we still have this situation.
That kind of situation.
The governor cannot call any of the commandants of those establishments to say, hey, there is an attack in this community, go and fight it. No. The command must have to come from Abuja here. And if Abuja does not give that command, these people will watch us go down. So we have to direct our complaint to the person in Asuvila.
Yes, so this is it. This is it. Sorry to cut you short, but this is it. People have severally appealed, even governors have appealed to Mr. President. We've had, at different intervals, governors actually traveling all the way to the FCT to see him one-on-one to say, this is the situation in my state, and nothing has been done. Now, we now have the Amotekun and all that.
Yes.
And we're saying, okay, what has happened with Kaduna State? I mean, there are lots of unemployed youth.
Yes.
Call them forest guard. Call them anything. I mean, the Constitution allows for those, right? If I call them vigilante if you don't have anything.
Yes.
I think it was Katsina State that said they were partnering with hunters and
most of these others do that.
All that. Yes. So what is happening in Kaduna State? I mean,
you can call them vigilante and
do we even have...
Okay, I think I want to come in. I agree completely with the assertion that the responsibility to secure the nation lies within the president. Okay. And I'll collaborate that with the cry from governors from Zamfara down to Katsina, Niger, Kaduna,
I think Borno State,
Borno,
if I'm not
even
mistaken.
Sokoto, among
Yes.
others. Now, it's not a mistake that those people are having the same thought. They have been people who have been elected, and they have been incapacitated to a large extent.
Okay.
Now, I agree with the fact that there are initiatives that have been, set in other
I
claims,
think even Edo State
like
has
the Amoteku and the rest. In Kaduna State, there are vigilantes groups. They have been empowered. The forests at Buningwari, they have been very useful to security agencies.
Oh wow.
They have been very useful. You can better imagine the challenges coming from an onlooker than people who are in the theater.
Yeah, that's why I'm asking.
People who understand that.
What you just
to
said,
a very large extent, I think we just like you have said, I don't have a problem with the governor of Kaduna State.
You just don't like him as a
It's just approach. No, just approach. I don't have a problem with him. I have admired some of the things that he have done.
Okay.
Understand? He has been very firm about some few things that me I love, but there are some issues that I don't like his approach. Collaborating with stakeholders to understand what you are about doing, why you are doing it, and what's the mission. When you carry stakeholders along in what you're doing, you certainly will have little or no problem. That's the only area where I have challenges with him, not communicating the plans he's having, his intentions to people. But as far as the security challenges are concerned, I can bet you that it's beyond what a sitting governor can single-handedly say I can do.
To collaborate. I remember, I don't know if you saw a video of that attack along Birningwari Road. And based on the story we had, actually it was those community vigilantes that actually repelled the bandit.
Wow.
Yes, just last week.
Oh,
to tell
wow.
you, yeah, we have something like that. They are there. But even if you
how
watch the
come these
video, the
things
guy
are
was
not
like, Indamona Damakama. He was saying it in
Yeah,
Hausa,
if you don't
Indamona
have
Damakama. So
arms,
if we had had arms, we
would
would
have
have.
been
Yeah, are you getting it? These guys are there. But the people we have with the bushes are well armed. And the vigilantes are not with the AK-47 you have on the floor or whatever you think. These guys are well armed than the vigilantes in the ground. So the governors cannot do much with the vigilantes too. I don't know if you are getting it. You can't do more with them. So you have to look at it beyond the state governors. The state governors have been crying. That is why they
Still
always
talking about state governors. So my question now is this: why is it now different? Is it that the terrain or the methods of leadership are different? Why is it different between the South, and I'm using South generally to everybody in the South, versus the North? So splitting along the River Niger, say on this side and on this side, and there's a reason I'm saying that. So we now have Abia State, where the governor of Abia State has ordered herders living in the forest to vacate, and they are enforcing it. And this is as a direct backlash from the kidnapping of the prelate of the Methodist Church. So this is it. Like you were saying that there's a lot that is happening inside that outsiders don't really see going on and everything. I mean, the attack that you said was repelled by the vigilante last week. These are things that we on the outside don't get to hear or see about. You know the place, you go there all the time, you're from there, and everything. But what it now looks like is, are the northern governors weaker than the southern governors? I mean, that's the picture that is being painted here, where you have the southern governors saying, look, okay, fine, federal government is not doing X, Y, Z, and so we are taking these steps within as much as we can do within the boundaries of the Constitution to say, okay, get out of this place. We don't want you here.
Some governors are doing it.
Okay, I think first I want to say on the area of reporting what the vigilante groups are doing and communities to assist the security agencies. The Commissioner of Internal Security and Home Affairs, Kaduna State, Samuel Arwan, has always been bringing out press statements on developments like that. And I think that has been captured. Where they have had assistance from vigilantes and other communities, he has always made that known to the public. Now, it's not about the southern governors being very proactive and decisive, than the northern governors being very weak also. Now, Governor Nasir El-Rufai have said that one other options for the government is to bomb areas where criminals, because they are criminals.
Yes.
So he has been open agitating that you know what, you don't pamper criminals. So lately, though that wasn't his approach from the word go.
Okay.
I had issues with his approach from the beginning. Collaborating that these people were headers moving from one place to the other, but now he has understood the real picture. The real picture, they are criminals, so they should be treated as criminals.
Absolutely.
Laws like in Abia State, there are existing laws that empower the state government to, or they have set in some few places that are non-grazing area. In Benue, we have such laws. The thing is, you also have to, ask for genuinity of purpose, because majorly you have a governor as a, let's say, for example, anyone, and it will be very difficult, bringing out some kind of measures that might be seen to be hurting to. But I think we should treat issues just the way they are. These people are criminals and they should be treated as criminals.
Let me add something to it. The issue is looking at the order by the Abia State governor and him giving a command that all headers living in the bush to come out. Why did he give that order? He discovered that most of the attacks are done by people who are seen to be the headers. Last 2 weeks or so, Governor El-Rufai also did almost similar stuff.
Okay.
If you are a frequent traveler along Abuja-Kaduna Road, there is this red flag, Rijana. You should know it. You remember El-Rufai suggesting that people from those communities will be removed.
Okay.
Yeah, because of the truth, that place has been identified as a hotspot. It's a red zone when it comes to the issue of kidnapping and others. So
that's where most of the heinous,
so he is suggesting that he actually is saying something about moving them out.
Awesome.
Yes. So he mentioned 3 communities. For Regina, I know Regina very well. Whenever you're traveling, once you pass Regina, you start thanking God. Yes. So
you can call your people at home and say, I'm coming safe.
So it tells you there is this actual intention to end this. So in the same manner as what the governor of Abia...
The southern governors make more noise.
Now, what is it?
But it's similar action.
He mentioned something at the end of his suggestion. Identity profiling of these issues. Once you are in the south and something like that happen, we've profiled a particular tribe as the culprits behind most of these things. Now, imagine a situation where you have the governor belonging to that same tribe. I don't know if you're getting it. It will be something else. The caution will always be there. That is where you start thinking of other options. I don't know.
I get exactly what you're saying.
Are you getting where I'm driving?
Viewers do as well.
So the options of not necessarily going with arms,
to say let's negotiate first.
Negotiate because of that identity. We can talk as brothers. So the man from the south may possibly want to do it hash.
As far as it's concerned.
Are you getting it? While the man from the north sees the person doing it as brother, we can talk one-on-one. That is where the issue of carrot and stick comes in. Okay, well, let's do the carrot now. We can talk as brothers. What is wrong with you? Except we have pushed that to the limit, then we'll start thinking of. So we all know how El-Rufai started this.
Like
he gave example, he tried justifying it, he talked about compensation.
Now the writing is on
but
the
now,
wall.
So truly, it's a gradual thing, and thank God for how time has opened the whole fact to us, and we're beginning to realize that this is what is it. So it is left for us to look at it for what it is and treat it accordingly. If we don't, we'll come back, and tomorrow it may possibly not be in or again. It may move southeast or south-south. So nipping it right now is what we should be talking about.
And talking
So,
about these
sorry,
things.
we're
Okay,
talking
yeah, sure.
about objectivity. That's the only thing we're asking. If the southern governors have been very objective in handling this issue, we also request that there should be objectivity, you know, from the north to, irrespective of who is involved. Now, we are not trying to exonerate even the local government, even the state government,
Even
from
communities.
even communities. You understand? Security is a holistic thing.
holistic.
So we are all in one way or
Involved.
the other guilty.
I love what you just said about security being a holistic thing. What can churches now do, seeing that churches have become a target? I mean, in the north, churches have always been a target, you know, but now it's moving. What can we reiterate this morning to say, what should churches do to protect their own?
Okay, in my house, because I know I am not too sure if power holding company will give me light. So I have devised a way. I've gotten a generator for myself.
Okay.
And some people have also gotten inverters as an alternative.
So everywhere is lit up.
Everywhere, you know, is light up. Now, most of the security men that we have, though very small number, they end up being in the hands of public figures and all of that. You see them guarding people's houses, holding handbags for dignitaries and you know, all of that. So now I feel the churches to a large extent have to make very good use of members within the church. If there are people who are from the security world, should be able to, you know, help bring the boys brigade to light.
Okay.
Because the boys brigade have been, you know, over time. As a member of the boys brigade, I know the kind
Once
of
a boys brigade member,
yes,
always a
always,
boys brigade
always. I agree with you. I agree with you.
You might be dormant, but you're still a boys brigade member.
Growing up then, I know all the endurance, training and all of that, you know, that has helped. Now, so the church needs to find a way to equip its own security. You know, CCTV. Every church should be able to. Every church should be able to invest in CCTV so that they will be able to, you know, do surveillance of the environment. You know, you have to like find a way to do barricades. See, even the church members, do not trust the church members completely, because some of the church members are collaborating with those guys. Now, based on the all stories that there was an explosion. So how explosion fly? Okay, yes, they disguise themselves as worshippers. So what do? Do you have dictators, you know, by the entrance where you can scan people to know what exactly are they carrying? Will you have like a barricade in front of the church where there is a very huge iron that you can't drive past till when you know, meet up with the security people to get checked very well, including your car and, you know, like that. When the bombing thing was on very rampant, then the church stopped people from coming to church with bags.
Yeah, I remember.
So I think we should also, you know, try to revisit that. Not allowing people to, you know, come to church, or if you must come with a bag, there must be a thorough check on your bag to be sure that what you are carrying in that bag is not explosive and all of that. And you know what, we have to employ a lot of intelligence to watch how people move, you know, their body language and all of that. So the boys brigade will need to be trained in such a way that they can be able to, you know, dictate activities among members. You know, when they're behaving funnily, they can call you outside, hey, come, you know, and like that. Again, the churches should write officially to security agencies, you know, the worship days and church programs like that, so that they will be able to have enough armed men who, you know, will watch over the environment. But the first security is the members, so the members have to create a way to, you know, secure themselves, among other observations.
Just he has said most of it, and the little I will add is the issue of I've always loved this hymn. It's SSNS 687.
Okay.
The popular Christian signal year repose. Are you getting in? Thou in the midst of fools, watch and pray. That's what I want us to focus on. Watch and pray. There is a watching, then we have prayers too. Now, intelligence, I think it's very, very important. Study your environment, know what is happening, know who comes in, who, the community. If you notice, the community, the church brings in people more than any other thing in the community.
True.
We gather mostly in the churches, places of worship. So let the church be the cycle where decisions about community policing is revolved. Once you are able to coordinate security from the church, I think there will be a little reduction in what we are experiencing. And we still have to see it. The church itself, the church leadership, whether Orthodox, Pentecostal, whatever it is, there is this figure church leaders have that the government listens. Once church leaders keep quiet in the midst of this happening, then we'll continue to experience it. Imagine a day today when, say, the major popular GOs and head of churches will come out and say, enough of this. I tell you, this government will act. Just say today, Monday, the 6th of June, the general overseer of the Redeemed Christian Church of God will come out and say something about this killing. The ECWA president comes out to say, yes,
have the primate.
Now we have the primate saying it. If we should have all these church leaders coming out to speak about this, I can tell you that the government will sit up. I so much believe it is not wise for church leaders to be quiet in situations like this. Let them speak out. The victims of these things are their members. If these members are not there, they will stop being the GOs and the head of the churches they are. So it is very, very important that leaders of these churches, like I said, regardless of the denomination, wherever you are, so long as you are a church leader, speak out, talk to the government. If you want to make press conferences as we are having now, or you meet them behind closed door, do it. Talk to the government. You have the listening ears of government because you command crowd. I can tell you, once church leaders come out to do this, government will listen because they have the membership to talk about. And let's look at it. People have started talking about self-preservation. I don't welcome this. It speaks loud of the failure of state itself. Once people start thinking of protecting themselves, then there is a collapse of governance.
Absolutely.
Are you getting it?
Absolutely.
Once there is this afterthought, okay, if government can't do it for me, let me do it myself, then there is a collapse of government, and we are headed for a very, very dangerous situation. Government have to sit up. Like I will always repeat it, government, it's the business of governance. That is what governance is all about. Security, security, security. Government should not allow private individuals to start thinking of protecting themselves. He make mention of him having a generator because there is no power. Yes, I can personally provide power for myself. I can provide water for myself. The moment I start thinking of providing security for myself, then there is a collapse of governance. Government need to sit up. Government need to sit up. Do not allow people see self-protection as an option. Let people continue to have faith in government. And people cannot continue having faith in government when this kind of lapses are seen in all aspects of life. You can't secure yourself, you can't go out to the market, you can't go to places of worship. Once people see that lapses, no, we are going for doom.
So okay, I just want to put a thought in perspective. Remember I said the churches can write to security agencies like that. Now leave your door open. Don't close your door.
No.
Because you are not talking of security. So leave your gate open. So now, irrespective of how you're looking at it, you still have the responsibility to secure yourself. So we are not asking the government to do overall security, but the security starts with you. Why are you going out and you locked your door? Because security of your belongings belongs to you.
There was a funny incident that happened. Somebody moved into a new area and they kept breaking his door to pilfer his things. So these were thieves.
Yeah.
Anytime he leaves the house, they break his door, and he got fed up and decided he was not going to fix the door. So he took the door off and leaned it against the wall, and they did not enter his house again.
Once you see
They got
that,
scared.
the fear, what
They're
is
like,
it that, why would
"What?"
this man do this? Then,
And it was just frustration. Like, I'm done. I'm tired of fixing this door. I'm tired of. So if people want to come here, at least don't bring the door down. Just so that's on a lighter note. Now let's move on to 2023 elections.
I was about asking, why are we not talking
No,
about
we're going to talk about it. We have to talk about it.
Yeah.
We're talking 2023 elections. APC primaries, presidential primaries is holding today and tomorrow. I think some areas have been cordoned off. If to our viewers, whoever wants to know, just go online and find out about it. I don't have all the areas, but some areas have been cordoned off around
Within the
central
FCT.
business district within the FCT. It's holding at the Eagle Square. So all that area, you might do well to avoid it so that you don't get stuck in traffic and all that. So
the APC primary should be of concern to all of us.
It is of concern. So I'm going to ask both of you gentlemen. Now, the APC primaries, we are not delegates, and all that. So we cannot decide what is happening in the primaries right now as viewers and as citizens. However, we've gotten our PVCs and we're waiting to see who they will bring out. Looking at this present government, APC is in power now, and we've talked security all morning and how the government has failed us security-wise and what they could have done better or not. Moving forward, what should the Nigerian look out for in a president that we're going to vote for in 2023? Regardless of who APC brings out today.
Okay. You see, I am so happy that from 2011 down to this very moment, every electioneering year, you get to see a lot of development. People are getting more knowledgeable on what to do, how to do, and all of that. And at this point, and the way citizens have been yearning, to have a better society, I must commend Nigerian citizens for taking such responsibility upon themselves to see that in 2023, we have people with remarkable and unshakable integrity to be our leaders. I will say that we need to walk the talk. Talking is not enough. We have to walk the talk to see that when it is time for election, we, effect whatever change that we need to see. For Nigerian students, they have been at home they have lost a semester, about losing another
whole
semester.
session. They're about to lose a whole session.
A whole session. So you can imagine having a president who will say, see, the educational system will need to be...
Okay, we actually have a caller. So if you just... Mr. Frank from Lagos, good morning and welcome to the show. Good morning, Mr. Frank.
Good morning, my dear.
You're welcome to the show. How's Lagos this morning?
Good morning.
Yeah, welcome. Can we hear your thoughts?
Yes, talking about security,
Yes, sir.
we have not hit the nail on the head. Let us talk to the people responsible of the followers. It is what my father tells me to do, I will do. It is what my pastor tells me to do, I will do. It is what the emas, the Sokoto man, the Allah is teaching the followers. They will follow his instructions. Some of them are illiterate. It is what they told them or asked them to do, they will do. If we are talking about security, let us live together. Yes, we have to live together. But let the leaders instruct their followers what to do. If you want to live as one in this country, the leaders should be held responsible, not the followers. Some of them are illiterate. They don't know their left from their right. They are not educated. The educated ones, where are their children? They are in abroad. Allowing the scapegoat, the illiterates to suffer, to be killed in the war front. Where are the children? That's my contribution.
Thank
Let us
you.
not beat about the bush. Who gives them the guns? How much is the gun? Is it 200? Is it 1 naira? We're talking about millions. Let us be realistic. If you want to talk about security, bye-bye.
Thank you. Thanks for calling in.
All right. You know, everybody has his own perspective, but he has brought in something. That is a learning system, either formal or informal, religious or... Now, he's talking about what we have been taught in our places of worship, talking about the color. You know, the community leaders, religious leaders have so much to teach their followers. If for being a Christian, I know that killing an individual is sin. And, it, you know, if today's devotion actually told me about, you know, segregation in the church and seeing everybody as one, if you follow it now. Now, if I see you as my brother, I wouldn't want to kill you.
Absolutely.
Are you getting it? So we really, really have to call also on our religious and community leaders to know what they teach their followers. This is also a way of combating all this insecurity in the society. It's a vital point, actually. There is a vital role leaders of our communities should play.
I think you mentioned that as well earlier on when you were talking.
So I understand. Then back to our APC and the primaries today. You know, the APC is in power today. It has everything in its place to win the next election. So whoever emerges as their president is somebody we should take for serious concern. Who are they presenting? What capacity does that person have? Where are they sending it to? Should be of interest to us as Nigerians. I believe the APC know what is ahead of them in 2023. The PDP is seriously waiting for them to just sleep and they will take over power. So if the APC will want to continue staying in power, I so much believe this, in the next 24 hours, they have to right whatsoever wrong they have done in the last 7 years. Picking somebody who can change the course of this nation, correct whatsoever bad feelings Nigeria has about the party, is what should be of concern to them. Interest, yes, should drive our choice, but of what interest are we deciding what we are doing? Let's look at someone who will help bring Nigeria into that path which Nigeria started at a point. We were never there, but we started our journey very well, more than what we have today. So it behoves on the APC to take us back to that path that will lead us to that greatness we've been praying for. Today should be a Nigerians will say, yes, a choice of a good leader was made for us. Whether from the south to, I know they said they have zoned it to the south. Whether from the south to, or wherever it's coming from, let it be for the interest of Nigeria. And they should also consider unity, equity, and fairness in their choice of who they will be presenting.
Okay, so we have a group. That's the Nigerian Youth Collective Action.
I think before you come to that, I was making a point when the caller...
Sorry, that's true.
Setting. I will start from what Mr. Lucky have just said. Whoever APC is bringing, we are not looking at APC as a platform.
We should look at.
We are looking at the caliber of that person that they are bringing. In 2023 election, whoever is thinking of a platform, PDP, APC, whichever, Nigerians have grown beyond looking at those platforms. Because if you ask me, PDP minus APC plus PDP plus APC minus whatever is just the same. You understand? Whatever equation that you are putting in on those political parties, they are just the same. Mr. A decamping from this party to the other party based on interest. Mr. You know, Mr. B decamping from this side to the other side. They are all the same. When you read through PDP manifesto, when you read through APC manifesto, beautiful documents. And you ask yourself, why are we where we are today, having prepared such beautiful documents? Now, for me, the next Nigerian president, what lies ahead of him is the issue of insecurity.
Absolutely.
So he has to tackle the insecurity to the point that Nigerians will feel safe. Secondly, the issue of power. We need to have steady power to allow industries, you know, to return back to the country and all of that. Thirdly, we need to tackle education, because some of the challenges we are having, you can imagine the number of citizens that, you know, move outside Nigeria for education. Our resources have been taken outside. These three major issues.
Health.
Once health will come in, you know, the medical tourism is going to end and all of that. But these these four major issues, if you can tackle these four, every other one will just suit into what you're doing.
Okay, so I was going to say that there's this group, Nigerian Youth Collective Action, that has said it will mobilize its youth not to vote for a president that is over the age of 55.
What platform do they have? Where is their fan base?
They comprise youth drawn from the 19 northern states and Abuja.
All right.
And they had their meeting at the Ariwa House in Kaduna on Friday. So that's one. I was going to say that coming to your organization, Godspeed Leadership and Mentorship Development Initiative, have you started mobilizing the youth as well?
Yes.
Okay.
We have started mobilizing the youth. We have been having engagement with a lot of youths. Now, you see, when you talk of a group of youths who just organize themselves to, you know, get to the press, it's very easy to get the press. You just assemble the pressmen and go under whatever guys, whether you are registered Corporate Affairs Commission or you are not, you just do a press statement, and for the newsmen, it's news for them. So how genuine are those people? What can they do differently? Their fan base, how is their fan base? How much can they do? Okay, we have taken tours to a lot of football fields.
Okay.
We have organized timeline of programs, football matches and all of that. These things, like I said the other time, incubation stage. And in no too much distance, we are going to have an unveiling ceremony. And the unveiling ceremony will, you know, open up what we are doing to the entire world. I think I should not talk about what we are doing as a group, but I can assure you that the strategy is working.
Beautiful. So, your final words for our viewers this morning, Mr. Lucky?
Nigeria belongs to all of us.
Yes.
It is ours to save it.
Absolutely.
Whether you're from the north, south, east, or west, it's a responsibility as a citizen that we secure this entity called Nigeria. And I still call on the government to help end this. Then secondly, when it comes to politics, you know, it's one thing for youth organizations to come out to say this is what we want. I so much believe the youths really need to up their game. Over 45% of this population are young youths, and is it? Did I say 40? It's over 65%. Yes, are youth, and the youth should be deciding who becomes the president of this country. But we have made ourselves willing tools in the hands of politicians to do whatever they wish to. The youth need to stand up. The youth need to play the role they should. Nigeria should be more than what it is today. And I blame the youth for the situation we are right now. Get involved in playing whatsoever you want to. The change you want must be determined by yourself. You can't wait for someone from the outside to help you do or change whatever you want to. Let's get ourselves dirty, take our country back to us, and make sure it works for ourselves and our children coming from behind. That's what I want to say.
Thank you. Comrade Habila.
The government have a huge role to play in stabilizing the nation. There's no place to call home. Nigeria is our home. So we want this country as a undivided entity. So the government must try to stabilize the country, to play the role that they are supposed to do, to be fair to all. I don't have a problem with age as far as leadership of this country is concerned. I only have the challenge where we have people who are not prepared to take up leadership position. So benchmark for me, not above 60 that much. As far as you're strong, you're mentally capable, and you have the capacity to initiate laudable projects, I will support whoever. And mentorship, I would say the country will need to find a way to mentor younger people. We need leaders that to mentor younger persons so that we'll be able to have sustainable growth and development. Above all, I will request Nigerian youths to stay away from violence and anything that will cause breakdown of law and order, even during and even before and even after the electioneering periods.
Thank you so much. Thank you, gentlemen, for being with us.
Thanks for having us
this morning. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, and to round off, really, we would like to extend our sympathies to the families that were affected yesterday in Ondo State, or to be precise, and to say, may the peace of God, surround you and the whole community, the whole state at this time. We also would like to extend our prayers for the release of the whole stages from the Kaduna-Abuja train that are still in captivity, and pray for a quick release and for comfort for their families. And to our viewers this morning, thank you for allowing us a bit of your morning. We all know that it's pre-election year. By now, everybody should know that it's pre-election year. My advice this morning, if you do not have your voter's card, get off Twitter, get off Facebook, and go get your voter's card. Your opinion does not count on Twitter. Your vote counts. So get your voter's card. It's still open for now until June 30th. Don't expect and bank on an extension. Get involved, get informed on how the electoral process works. The decision process is our collective responsibility. Now, more than ever, we need to speak up against wrong. If you see something, say something to the appropriate authorities. And do not forget, most importantly, that God is our ultimate protector, and we should put all our trust in Him. Have a blessed week ahead. I am Mojisola Olatsinwo. We'll leave you with this video for now.
Orílẹ̀-èdè mi Nàìjíríà o, ìlú ìbílẹ̀ tá forí mi sọlẹ̀ sí. Abiyamọ abídúdú o, ọlọ́ọ̀jà tó rẹwà, nílé lóko lẹ́yìn odi. Èdùà ló dá ọ lọ́lọ́ọ̀jà rọ̀gbàrọ̀gbà o, gbogbo ọmọ tó ń mú láyà rẹ̀ ń pariwo. Láṣẹ ń fohùn wa kígbe k'Elédùà gbà wá ká má forí ṣánpọ́n. Èdùmàrè yé jọ̀wọ́ kó gbà wá ká má máa ṣubú alágbára tó di ayé mú. Gbà wá tilẹ̀ toko lọ́wọ́ ogun abẹ́lé yìí, kó ogun má jà wá. Àní kógun ìwọ ló dá wa sínú ọ̀pọ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ yìí ògbógun máa jà ní o. agbára ènìyàn ò ká ayé ohun gbogbo tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí tójú sùn ní ògbógun máa jà ní o. òye yé wa pé mọ̀ ń wọlúbọ̀ o òkú etílẹ̀ òun la wà yìí. kógun má jà wá ká má jara wa lógun kógun má jà ní. ara tí èṣọ̀tá fẹ́ fi wá dá Elédùà á gbà wá lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ o ìyà yìí ń pọ̀. ikú lọ́sàn ogun láàjì ìbọn ọ̀kọ̀ àti àdá ènìyàn dúdú fira wọn ṣẹlẹ́yà o. àmì fọwọ́ ara wa ṣera wa o lórílẹ̀‐èdè kan ṣoṣo a fẹ́ pínra wa. ìkórìtà tá a wà yìí Elédùà fìfẹ́ so wá pọ̀ lọ́rọ̀ o kógun kó dẹ̀yìn o. ìkórìíra ńlọta fi ń jà wá o kógun má jà ní o. ìpayín kéèké àpáàdì nínú ayé láìkú iná mú ní kẹ̀kẹ́ o. ogun dáná gbé kárí. kógun má jà wá lábẹ́bẹ́ o. kógun má jà ní o. àní kógun má jà wá lábẹ́bẹ́ o. kógun má jà ní o. ikú ń pọ̀dọ́ lójú àgbà o àgbà ń sunkún àìnílẹ́ni rẹ́yìn ẹ wọ lọ́jà wa bó ti ń dọjà rú. òfò ṣe ọjà kò rẹ́ni ná òun yé o pàtẹ́pàtẹ́ wá bùtátá. ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àìmọ̀dí àwa kan àti ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ táwa kan mọ̀ọ́mọ̀ dá o òun ló ń dà bírú o. ọwọ́ àgbààgbà kún fún ẹ̀jẹ̀ o ọwọ́ ọmọdé kún fún àrékérekè Elédùà wá gbà ni o. ọ̀rọ̀ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí a ò lè dá ọ lẹ́bi o tọwọ́ tinú wa òun ló ń kó bá wa o. orí àwa dúdú ara àwa dúdú ṣe kó wá yẹ kínú wa funfun. gbà wá lọ́wọ́ ogun tá à ń fi dára wa o bàbá kógun Ìdòwú lu Àlàbá ṣe léṣe ẹ wọ́wọ́ ogun ọ̀tẹ̀ tí ń jẹ wá níyà o. Èdùà jọ̀wọ́ Nàìjíríà ká pawọ́pọ̀ kájọ bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ Elédùà wípé kó ogun má jà ní o. Àní kó ogun má jà wá lábẹ́bẹ̀ o. Kó ogun má jà ní o. Ogun má jà ní o. Things are happening every day, everywhere. Brothers hurting each other, killings here and there. I don't even understand. No fear of God, trust is dead. Love is nowhere to be found anymore. Ó tó gẹ́, káyé fún ogun mọ́ orí wa. Káyé fún ogun mọ́ orí wa. Àní kó jà wá lábẹ́bẹ̀ o. Ogun má jà ní o. Àwọn kan fẹ́ fọwọ́ sí Elédùà nímú wọ́n ní kó di ọ̀run mú káwọn ó dàyé mú ṣòkòtò tí ẹ fẹ́ kẹsẹ̀ bọ̀ yìí ìbò sílẹ̀ fẹ́ ké. Ọlọ́rọ̀ tó ń wẹ̀ àwúre ṣó fẹ́ dọ̀lọ́run ni o. Ẹ má gbàgbé aṣáájú yìí débòjì o. Èdùà gbà wá o, Ọlọ́run wa gbà wá, wá yọ Nàìjíríà yìí o lọ́wọ́ ogun tó ń lé mọ́. Gbà wá lọ́wọ́ àìṣòdodo ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ àti àìmọ̀ o, kó dáríjì ni o àtúbà. Ìkórìtà tá a wà yìí Elédùà fìfẹ́ so wá